Well, start with, he came off the ball and kind of got in their backfield a few times, which enabled him to make some plays. He played harder probably than he's played all year. I think, when you really think about it, he's just now kind of catching up with everything that was thrown at him from not being here in the spring. He's beginning to understand what his role is, what his assignments are, all those kind of things. And, I think Rodney is sometimes, makes us pull our hair in practice. He's probably a Saturday player that's going to do better on Saturdays, hopefully, than he maybe does. You don't want it that way, but there are guys that way. Yeah. And hopefully, with all the other stuff that he's learned, that he's beginning to make plays. Well, he didn't really know how to play assignment football. He was a freelancing fool, and so he's had to learn the discipline of a defense, where to be, how to be there, all those kind of things, and that's probably what he's learned as much as anything. I think so. Yeah, I think so. He has got a ton of potential, and if he ever taps into it, he can be a really good. I think he's not anywhere close now, but if he had a great year next year, it could lead to some real good things. He played faster, more physical, less mistakes, mental and physical mistakes than he's made in the past. And, sometimes that light just comes on and you start making plays, and hopefully it stays on.
When did it come on?
I think it goes back to 2 years he was here, the two guys that were in front of him, He knew his opportunities were going to be limited unless something really bad happened to one of those guys. I think he kind of lost interest when you're not playing a lot. It's kind of hard to go in there and really focus and say, I'm going to get ready to go out there and bust somebody's watch and so I think he had to mature. He had to grow into it, and and now he got beat out at about the middle of the first game, and I think that kind of said, well, I guess I'm not going, maybe I'm not going to play. So I think that was an awakening call. Well, I don't get into that. Really, my job description is defense, and we've had our problems, and I'm sure at some point it plays on everybody's mind. We're all human. Okay, and we see what's happening, and but we try to overcome that Sunday through Saturday in our meetings. And if it's, I haven't detected that as a position coach or as taking care of the defense, and but if I knew that there was something like that going on, I'd set them down and we'd start watching a lot of tape and find out how much they had contributed, how many plays they made, So I know what you're saying, but I hope it's not that. Yeah, they do so much, so many different formations, so many personnel groupings. I think they make the opposing team adjust. You can't just go out there and say, okay, we'll do this no matter what they do. Sometimes they'll have, two running backs, and I'm talking tailbacks in with three wide receivers. Sometimes they'll have three wide receivers, one tight end, and they move them everywhere in there. And it's not like, okay, they're going to always be here. So they do a great job in doing those kind of things, and I think it keeps your kids maybe not playing as fast. Plus, they play a lot of up tempo. The thing that they're not doing as much is because they're changing a lot of their personnel groupings, and it slows them down. But when they keep the same people in there 2 or 3 plays, they're going to go fast on you. They got good people, and real good people. And they got a lot of depth. You put 4, I don't know how many wide receivers they got hurt. I think 1 or 2 maybe since the first of the year. But they got 3 running backs. They got 4 or 5 wide receivers that's got great speed. I mean, they got people. Yeah, anytime you go into a stadium like that, Texas Stadium, Oklahoma, Michigan, wherever it is, There's a lot of tradition. You look around, there's been great players on this ground out here, thrown a lot of passes, made a lot of tackles, made a lot of yeah, you grow up knowing about Oklahoma. So, we know more than our kids that are playing for us today know. Maybe they'll know something one of these days. Yeah, but it's fun, as far as going there and being able to compete in those kind of environments. We feel bad for David, and hopefully, he'll be back out there soon before the year's over. Who knows? It's completely out of our hands. Anything like that. So, yeah, it's sad, but we're sad. It would be a better football team with him out there. No matter if he could give us 15 snaps a game.